Sefer Bamidbar is known in Chazal as Chumash HaPekudim. It is the Chumash, it is the Sefer that deals with counting. That's what happens right at the beginning of the Parsha. That's why it's called in English numbers. The Pekudim, the count of Klal Yisrael. And Rashi comments right away, the fact that Hashem is looking for opportunities to count Klal Yisrael is to be able to enjoy them and to show his tremendous love that he has for Klal Yisrael at different events, different stages in the development of Klal Yisrael, whether they made a mistake and now they're coming back, or whether it's a new opportunity with the building of the Mishkan. HaKadosh Baruch Hu counts Klal Yisrael. But within the language that the Torah uses for the counting, perhaps there are other lessons that can be gleaned. Lift up the heads of all the children of Israel, according to their families, and according to their house of their fathers, according to the numbers of their names, all the males according to their heads. What does this mean, lemishpechosam? So Rashi comments, we have to know how many are in each tribe. What's leveisavosam? So why does it also have to say according to the house of their fathers? Sometimes you have a marriage between two different shvatim. So how is that going to be counted? Once the Torah tells us that you have to count according to your shvatim. So that tells us it's according to Al Shevet Aviv. But what Rashi doesn't comment on, and what leaves us wondering, what does that mean, b'mispar shemos? According to the numbers of their names. The numbers of their names? Let it be according to their numbers, or let it be according to their names. What does it mean, the numbers of their names? Seems to be a strange phraseology, strange choice of words that the Torah employs. But perhaps the depth of what the Torah is telling us is really something quite special. Because there's a tremendous difference between a number and a name. When you have a number, when you have a mispar, you're part of a larger count, you sometimes lose your individuality. You're just another number. But your shame, your name, is your identity. It is who you are. It is unique, it is individual, and it defines who you are. Once you're counting, there's always the risk in every single count that people are going to lose their individuality. That people are not going to realize that they are not just part of a klal, part of something large, but they have unique talents and they have special qualities that make them different. And that seems to be what the Torah is stressing here. The Torah wants to tell us that as Jews, we live on two planes. We are part of Klal Yisrael, and Klal Yisrael is a guf echad. We are one tzibur. There is an entity of Klal Yisrael. As we have mentioned perhaps in the past, the korban of a tzibur, of Klal Yisrael, the communal offerings, is not just a combination of many, many yechidim. It is a new metaphysical entity of Klal Yisrael, and that's why after the korban is sanctified, if somebody dies, we don't say that's a korban, that's a sacrifice that meis echem ni ba'ala, that one of its owners has died and it's now pasul, because Klal Yisrael lo meis, there is no killing, there is no wiping out of all of Klal Yisrael. So we have a special role as part of that Am. But at the same time, we each have an individual name. We each have an individual task. And we live with that duality. We live with trying to make sure that we become the best versions of who we are, and yet at the same time, understanding that it's not just about me. We're part of a larger nation. That's b'mispar shemos, according to the number of our names. We live in these two worlds. And maybe that is why the Torah introduces the count with Se'u es rosh. Lift up the heads. We have to make sure that even when we're counting, we raise up into every individual. Every individual understands that he or she is special as what to contribute. But it has to be towards the common good. We have to use our own natural talents and the ones that we develop in order to make ourselves into the best versions of who we can be. But the goal is to contribute to the klal, to see how we can raise everybody else. And then we can work on becoming Vayichan Sham Yisrael Neged Ahar, just like Klal Yisrael were a guf echad. They were an am echad. They were together as one, and that's why it can be B'lashon Yachid when they were at Har Sinai, that our Ma'amad Har Sinai, that we are going to relive soon, the Kabbalah HaTorah will be one, where we all bring our kochos, every shevet with their individual kochos that they have and their talents and what they bring and their way of being Oved Hashem, we bring that together and we experience Matan Torah as one elevated nation.